What's up, YouTubers? BOTCG here, going over Illusionless Strife, nation by nation, card by card, so you don't have to. And yeah, like I said in the previous iteration of Illusionless Strife overview, this video it's gonna be to whereas if you were listening to this without looking at the video, you're not gonna have to look at the video to know what's going on, and etc. etc. Let's get on to it. My favorite nation, Dark States. Let's see what we can cook with these new cards, guys. This is the promo. It's Gear Goat of Aperture Leaping. It's a grade 2 10k. As auto rearguard, when this unit attacks, you have a Gear Dragon Vanguard, cost Soul Blast 1. This unit gets 5k into in that battle, and then auto rearguard in the battle this unit attacked. If a Gear Dragon Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 3. Put this unit on the bottom of your deck. Draw a card. Choose one of your Vanguard, one of your rear guards, or up to one card from your bind zone, and put it on the bottom of the deck. So this is for that promo grade 3 deck. I have a friend of mine, shout outs to Ishmael. He's very excited for this. He actually plays that deck himself. I don't consider it a real Darkseid's deck, that's just me personally. But you also can play this in Chrono Jet, so I'm not sure if that means Chrono Jet is back or anything. It does draw you a card, but Chrono Jet also Soul Blasts a lot. But the draw is the draw just costs energy, so that's something to keep in mind. Getting on to the real sauciness of the Dark State set here. Faded One of Zero, Blankmire. This is the new grade 3 deck coming out of set 2. It has auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks, costs bind two or more up to 4 cards from Soul face down, and you may draw a card. If you bound 4 or more cards, your opponent chooses 2 of their rear guards, binds them face down, and it gets 5k into that battle for every 2 cards in your bind zone. And then it has Divine Skill auto at the beginning of the guard step that this unit attacked. If you bound, if your bind zone has 8 or more face down cards, you may have this unit get +1 critical into a turn. If you do, your opponent cannot call or play Sentinels from hand until end of turn. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, all your opponents and that unit's abilities are nullified. Persona Ride will activate. Okay, so it doesn't nullify Persona Ride. That's interesting. All of your opponents and that unit's abilities are nullified? What does that mean? That's interesting. That's very interesting. I think the way that this guard restrict is worded, it gets around the Blitz Sentinel. I'm not sure, because it says call or play. So I'm not sure if this gets around the Blitz Sentinel or not. But very interesting ability. It has card draw, it has removal, and it buffs its own power. So it's just very strong by itself. Getting on to the grade 2 Steam Rider Zhangmood. This is a grade 2 triple rare. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard. If you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard of Blankmire in its name, cost Counterblast 1, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put any of the cards into Soul from among them, and shuffle your deck. If you put 1 or more cards into your Soul, you draw a card. You may draw a card. That's crucial. It's a you may. And then auto rear guard when this unit attacks, if a grade 3 greater Vanguard of Blankmire in its name, and this unit's critical is 1 or less, cost Energy Blast 3, and this unit gets plus 5k power and +1 critical. So this is very solid rearguard support in junction with Blankmire's ability. Because they can't play or call Sentinels until the end of turn. So that's very good with Blankmire's ability. Just have a threatening crit rearguard. And it's also draw power and setup. So it's just a very staple card. Then we have Clerical Star Demonic Lady Bifrons. I know this is for the Almagestar deck. I had a friend of mine talk about this card recently. It's a grade 1 8k. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard from hand, cost Counterblast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose a card from among them, put it into your hand. Choose a card from among them, put it into your Soul, and discard the rest. And then it has Act Rearguard once per turn if you're Vanguard of Almagestar in its name. Cost Soul Blast 1, Energy Blast 3. Search your deck for up to 1 Astora. 1 card with Astora in its card name, or up to 1 critical trigger, put into Soul. Shuffle your deck. If you put a card into Soul, Choose a card of a different card name from this unit and a grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from drop, and you may call it to rearguard. So obviously, this is really good. It's really good generically for any Dark States deck, just because for Counterblast 1, it's Soul setup, it's Drop Zone setup if you care about that at all, and it draws you a card. Basically, you get to look at 3 cards and pick the best one out of any of them, which is it's a very amazing card. A friend of mine was talking about this card, doing some work in Drajeweled. So I'm not sure if this is just like a new staple, but a very, very cool, a very good card. Obviously better for the Almagestar deck because it has Entwined with setup and Resurrection from the drop zone. But yeah, just a very good card. Grade 1 triple rare. I could see this card like being very pricey potentially. Next we have grade 2 10k double rare Direful Doll Shelby. It has auto rearguard when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. Cost: put a unit of Direful Doll in its card name from drop into soul, and this gets 5k in battle for each grade of the card put into soul for this cost. So this is like the maid, but only for Direful Dolls. And then at the end of the battle, bind this unit. And then auto rearguard. When this unit attack hits a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So it gives potential spot removal to the Direful Doll deck, and it helps if you're feeding your soul. I noticed while playing it that there just comes a point where you just kind of run out of steam, even though you're a deck that like tends to want to have a slightly longer, grindier game. It's just really hard to manage your resources while being pressured by your opponent at the same time. So this is something that can help supplement that, and it also comes with a little bit of spot removal. Very good card for the Direful Doll deck. Next we have grade 2 double rare Hardened Insight. It has auto when this unit is placed on rearguard for grade 3 greater Vanguard of Barrow Magnus in its card name. Energy Blast 2. Choose 2 normal units from your drop zone, put them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and Soul Charge 2. And then Continuous Rearguard. During your turn, if your soul has 15 or more cards, or you soul charge a total of 3 or more cards this turn, this gets plus 15k power. That's very interesting. The second auto ability doesn't require you to have a Barrow Magnus Vanguard. Obviously, you're playing this card for the first effect. This is basically, because Barrow Magnus doesn't use energy, this is basically a free Soul Charge 2, and it lets you return 2 normal units from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck in any order. Yeah, very good card for Barrow Magnus. I don't see this like upping the deck into like any tier competitive play. Maybe Barrow Magnus becomes a better Rogue Warrior than what it already is. But yeah, they keep refusing to let my favorite decks die, man. So I guess we're forced to cook. Next we have Avarice Wrestler. This is a grade 1 double rare. When this unit's placed on rearguard from hand, if you do not play orders this turn, cost: discard a card, search your deck for up to 1 order card without Regalis piece, discard it, and it gets Kant. This unit can be played from the drop zone, and then when it would be put from the drop after being played, put on the bottom of the deck instead until the end of turn. So all the nations are getting a card like this. This is just basically for order decks. I could see this potentially being played in the Almagestar / Astora deck. I'm not sure how xenophobic that deck is now with the new support, but yeah, this could potentially be played in that deck, and quite a other few Dark States decks that kind of want to play certain normal orders with a certain amount of consistency. So this is very interesting for Dark States and has quite a few combo potentials. Moving on, we have grade 1 Evoke Alchemist. This is a double rare. It has continuous rearguard. During the battle this unit boosted, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Blangmire in its name, this unit gets plus 5k power. And it has auto rearguard. When this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Blangmire in its name, it gets 2k into that battle. And then if your bind zone has 4 or more face down cards, cast Counterblast 1, choose your front or rearguard, stand it, and then if your bind zone has 8 or more cards, that unit gets plus 15 until the end of turn. So this gives Blangmire access to restand for a Counterblast 1, and you have to have 8 face down in your bind zone. Obviously, I don't see that as a problem. I could see you getting that very easily by turn 4. But obviously, unless there's ways to put cards into your bind zone face down besides Blankmire, I don't really see you doing this on your turn 3 grade 3 ride up. Then we have grade 3 rare single strike Shatter Colossus. Auto rearguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If your bind zone has 4 more face down cards, you can have this unit get 10k to that battle. If you do at the end of battle, put this unit to soul. And then auto, when this card is put into your soul by a card's ability, if a grade 3 grade Vanguard with Blankmire in its name, bind this face down and draw a card. So there I go. Me eating my words. Even if you have 2 of these and then you bind 4 face down off your Vanguard, that's 6. So if there are other cards that let you do it, then it would be, you would need 2 of these and 2 more cards that do it, or 1 more depending on how many bind face down. But notably, it replaces itself and feeds your bind zone. Then we have grade 3 Joyous Chain Explosions Shungama. It has auto rearguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard. Energy Blast 4. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. And this unit gets power +5 until end of turn. If they did not retire a card, you soul charge 2. I'm not sure if this card would actually see any play or not. It's a grade 3. Maybe if it was a grade 2 or a grade 1. But I'm not sure if there's a deck that really wants this right now, in my personal opinion. Maybe Barrow Magnus. Maybe. Grade 2 10k rare Griffith Chimera. I know this is for the All My Jestar deck. It has auto when this is placed on rearguard. If you have Vanguard for All My Jestar in its name. Cost, discard a card from your hand, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, put it into your hand, and the rest on top or into soul. And it gets 5k to the end of turn. So I thought, when this card was first revealed, I thought this card was actually quite broken for the All My Jestar deck. But I didn't see that it cost a discard from hand. So this is, in my opinion, this card's kind of mid. I'm not sure if you want to play this or not. It does have the potential to stack the deck, but I'm not sure how relevant that is. You have to put a card into your hand, and then the rest go on top or into soul. So I'm not sure how relevant that is. Next, we have a grade 1 8k Steam Artist Arwium. Auto, when it's placed on rearguard, soul charge 1. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blankmire in its name, look at the top 2 cards of your deck instead of soul charge 1. And choose up to 2 cards from among them, put into your soul. If you did not put 2 cards in, shuffle the deck. And then auto back row at the end of your turn. If the critical of your Vanguard with Blankmire in its name was increased by Divine Skill ability, retire this card, draw a card. If your other unit with the same card name as this unit was not retired this turn, until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent gets, at the beginning of your ride phase, you choose a card from hand and you may discard it. If you did not discard a card, you cannot ride or stride until the end of turn. So yeah, that's a mouthful. The Blankmire deck just, I can see why it was particularly performing. It seems to be the type of deck that's just going to tell your opponent no. It's going to, you're going to, pressure their rear guards, you're going to pressure their hand, and then you're going to basically restrict them from doing certain effects, which is very interesting. But, yeah, not much to talk about here. The Blankmire is going to be quite the annoying deck to play against, or an annoying deck to mirror, I see. We have a grade 3 Steam Skara Hiridion. It has auto front row rear guard, beginning your battle phase, cost Energy Blast 4, choose a grade 1 or less normal unit from soul, call it to back row rear guard in the same column as this unit. I don't see this seeing any play outside of some niche or obscure combo, but yeah. Next we have grade 2 Vacant Fang. It has auto when it's rode upon by a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blankmire in its name. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put all grade 1 or greater cards into soul from among them. Shuffle your deck. If you put 2 or more cards into soul, draw a card. So more card selection for soul out of the Blankmire deck. Nothing much to say here. It's just part of the ride line. Lugs Shaft Dragon. It's a grade 2 10k. Act rearguard once per turn. Cost Energy Blast 5, draw a card. Choose a trigger unit from your drop zone and put it into your soul. So I could see this being played in decks that don't care about energy, Maybe, but Energy Blast 5 is just such a steep cost. It does soul charge a card from the drop zone, but it has to be a trigger. So again, I'm not sure if this is the type of card that would see play or not, but that is something to be of note. Next, we have a Grade 1 Steam Performer Tudaya. It has auto rearguard, unit battle this unit boosted. If your unit was placed on rearguard from soul this turn, cost retire this unit. Choose a Grade 3 or greater card of OC largest and its name from your soul. Put it on the bottom of your deck. If you chose a card, choose any player's rearguard and put it into soul. That's interesting for the OC largest deck. Again, you're gonna have to play this for those archetypes just because it's the only way you could recycle your Persona Rides back into your deck. So they're not the best type of cards because outside of, as I'm aware of right now, outside of the Dragon Empire one, they don't really naturally replace themselves. Yeah, this doesn't draw you a card. And then we have the next Grade 1 Direful Doll Zara. It has auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Direful Doll in its name, cost bind this unit and energy charge 1. So this lets you gain more energy for the Direful Doll deck, because there is a point, especially since you do naturally want the game to go long, that you are going to just run out of the ability to Energy Blast 3. So, yeah, this is probably a very needed support card for the Direful Doll archetype. Next, we have a Grade 1 Hollowed Raptor. It has auto when this is rode upon by Vacant Fang, so this is for the Blangmire deck. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put all Grade 1 or greater cards from Soul among them, and put the rest on bottom of your deck in any order. If you put 2 or more into Soul, draw a card. Yeah, not much to say here, it's just a Blangmire ride line. Next, we have a Grade 1 Mind Hacker. It has continuous rearguard guard. If you have a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Blangmire in its name, it gets 5k power and 5k shield. We saw these same Grade 1s in set 1. I don't think they're particularly terrible, but the more support that these decks get, the more that these types of cards just won't see play at all. Next, finally we have a usable version of this Grade 0 that we got from the Osei Largest Trial deck. Cavity Malinga. It has the when you go second, draw a card on it, because the first time this card was printed, it did not have that. So that's something of note if you wanted to play this, because this starter is sick. Next, we have a Grade 3 Normal Order Infernal Bombardment. Play this card, discard a card from hand, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets auto Vanguard. When your opponent's rearguard is retired by your card's ability, if your opponent's first rearguard... This is... Okay. Auto Vanguard. When your opponent's rearguard is retired by your card's ability, if it is your opponent's first rearguard retired by your card's ability this turn, draw a card and soul charge 1. If it's their second rear card this turn, draw a card, soul charge 1. And this unit gets 10k power until the end of turn. So, based on the card art, I guess you want to play this in Vehemance Bruce, but Vehemance Bruce doesn't have a way of retiring rear guards as far as I know. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Outside of that one card, but it's an on hit. So how are you retiring rear guards is my question. You can play this in Blangmire, but my question is, why would you? Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, if you get both effects, you get 2 soul charges and 2 draws, but you have to discard a card to activate this card. So it requires a lot of setup. I'm not sure how much you would actually want to play this card. Next, we're going into the quintessential quintuplets for Dark States. So we have the Grade 3 Nino Nanako. Auto, when it's placed on Vanguard, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 2 quintuplets from among them, put 1 into your hand and put the rest into your memory. And then it has continuous Vanguard. If your memory has 6 or more of different card names, it gets +1 critical. And then auto Vanguard once per turn. If this unit's attack did not hit, camera also stand this unit and increase or decrease its critical and drive to 1. So basically, this is a better Eugene Restander, because it does not cost a discard. Better Eugene Restander. Granted, this Vanguard attack has to not hit in order for it to restand. So that's something of note. It's conditional. It's conditional multi attack. Next, we're going on to the Grade 2 Rearguard, Nino Nanako. When this auto rearguard once returned, when this unit attack did not hit, if your Vanguard is Nino Nanako, cost the Grade 3, Chaos Counterblast 1, and put a quintuplet from drop on the bottom of your deck, stand this unit, and if your memory has 5 more quintuplets of card names, draw a card. So that's interesting. Again, it's a requirement that it has to not hit, which eventually it's not going to. Grade 2 of the Ride line, Honeymooning with Everyone, Nino Nanako. Auto when this... Oh, that sounds very slanderous. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard from riding a Grade 1 quintuplet, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 1 quintuplet from among them, put it into memory, shuffle your deck, and then it has auto rearguard once per turn. When the attack of your quintuplet does not hit, this unit gets 5k power to the end of turn. If your memory has 5 or more quintuplets different card names, it gets 10k power instead. So basically, it's the different conditions for a similar effect of the Grade 1 from the Dragon Empire. And then we have Grade 1 Rearguard, Night After School Festival, Neo Nanako. When this unit is placed on a rearguard from riding... Oh no, this is the Grade 1. This is the Grade 1. When it's placed on rearguard from riding quintuplets, you get the quintuplets memory crest. No. Placed on Vanguard, not rearguard. Placed on Vanguard. My bad. And then Continuous Guard. If you have 3 or more different quintuplet names, it gets 5k shield. Now we're getting to the Grade 1 Rearguard. Opening Act, Neo Nanako. It has auto. When this is placed on rearguard during your main phase, if you have a quintuplet Vanguard, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose 1 quintuplet from among them, put it into memory, and shuffle your deck. And then continuous rearguard. If your memory has 3 or more quintuplets different card names, this unit gets power 2k active on both players' turns. So this is just another way to get quintuplets into your memory. And then we have the Grade 3 Normal Order, Neo Nanako. Play this if you have a Neo Nanako. Choose 2 quintuplets of the same card name from your drop. Put them 1 on the bottom of your deck. Put the other into your memory. Choose 1 or more based on how many different names you have. 3 or more, choose 1 quintuplet from your drop. Call it to rearguard. It's 5k to the end of turn. 5 or more, countercharge 1. 7 or more, choose 1 of your Vanguards, and it gets continuous Vanguard. All your front row quintuplets, rearguards, get 15k power until the end of the turn. It feeds your memory. I'm guessing, like, if you can get most of your attacks not to hit, just because eventually your opponent's gonna be like, they can't take this or they die, then I could see this being a solid-ish finisher. It does also countercharge. So, of note, it also countercharges. And that's all the cards for Dark States. So stay tuned, guys. Again, we're doing 1 for each nation until the release, the official release of Set 2 for English, which is going to be Friday the 28th. I hope you guys are excited as I am, because I am going to be pushing out content again like a fiend. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a great night. Later.